desert and the Sawtooth Mountains, a good drive south from Palm Springs, and a short drive north from the Mexican border. The spa up the hill, shrouded in palm trees, had been a destination back in the day when hot mineral baths were the rage. The place still did business, but nothing like in the past. And now 2 parallel rows of 1- and 2-story buildings flanked the road. People often remarked how the planked boardwalk along the storefronts made Nespodee Springs look like a Wild West town. A number of units had blue tarp hung where their front windows used to be, before being shattered by last Thursday's earthquake. Rhys cruised past the gas station with its car wash, the market, the cafe, the liquor store, the Thirsty Cactus bar, the laundromat, Doc Llewellyn's office, and assorted empty units. Nespodee Springs was in the middle of a long, slow slide. But only one unit held any interest for Ellis today, the one that called itself Healerina, the one run by the Duad. The name on her birth certificate read Stanka Daley, but she wanted to be addressed by her surname alone, Daley. She presented an innocent millennial's face to the world, and to the workaday population she was no danger. But she posed a deadly threat to the destiny of the Pendry clan. As head of the clan, it had fallen to Ellis to remove that threat. Her shop, Healerina, where she hawked New Age gewgaws to the gullible souls who wandered by, also sported a blue tarp where its display window had been. A closed sign hung on her front door. "That's weird," Rhys said as they passed. "Daley's almost religious about opening at 10. He'd asked his son, who was only 2 years older than her, to get to know the Duad and learn more about her. But Rhys had become involved. Too involved. She'd seduced him, mentally and physically, into believing she was no more than what she pretended to be. Ellis kept his tone light. "Perhaps she was out carousing without you last night." "She's not a carouser, and it's almost noon." He pulled out his phone and began thumbing the screen. "I'm going to call. Not while you're driving. I'm doing 20 miles an hour on a Sunday morning in Nespodee Springs. Think about that, Dad." He had a point, but Ellis didn't want him calling now, didn't want his son starting down the road toward the realization that he'd never see her again. Not just yet. He noted with chagrin that he had her on speed dial. After a short listen, not answering, "I hope she's all right." No answer. Not today. Not ever. Kendrick had called on the burner phone last night. "It's done. She's on her kitchen floor with a knife in her heart, put there by the dead guy in her bedroom. Worked out perfect. We got a fall guy. It's all taken care of. All questions answered." Ellis couldn't help wondering about the dead guy in her bedroom. That hadn't been part of the plan, or even best not to think about it. Put it into the box labeled "Problem Solved" and leave it alone. Yes, problem solved. But the realization came with no burst of elation. A young woman had had her life cut short, because of Ellis. A woman dangerous to the clan, yes, but a fellow human being. He would never be proud of this, and he would take the secret to his grave. "We were supposed to go out for dinner tonight," Rhys said. Ellis turned to him. "Tell me, do people stare when they see her or remark on her appearance?" "You mean her hair?" "No remarks, but they do stare." No surprise there. She had dark hair, as dark as a Kauai woman's, with a stark white patch at the crown. That, plus the strange golden skin of her left hand, added up to a striking figure. And it had struck Ellis between the eyes last week when he'd seen her close up without the baseball cap she often wore. Because his copy of the Void Scrolls, composed when civilization was young, contained an ancient etching of a human figure, crude and androgynous, with no distinguishing features except a white patch.